what's going on? It's your boy Serrano. What's up, crew? Today I'm going to talk to you about 5 ways that you could use your Stylo pen for everyday use. Alright guys, so the first way that the LG Stylo 5 Stylo would come in handy is for games, believe it or not. Now if you have this stylus, that means that when you're using it, you have easy access to tap anything on the screen and you don't have to worry about your hands being accessible at that time. That's because this stylus pen has a need to pretty much hit anything on the screen with pinpoint accuracy, and you can see that this the tip of this thing is actually like a looks like a microfiber material. It kind of feels, you know, substantial. It's not cheap. It didn't break on me or anything, but when you're playing games or anything like that, basically what you have the ability to do is, let's say, for instance, a game like this, which requires you to touch a certain area, would be much easier with the Stylo pen because you have the ability to just touch the screen with it with more accuracy than you would with your finger, which is actually pretty cool, as you can see right here. It's also pretty cool that you have your game launcher right here for games, so you can simply just tap on the game that you would like to play. In this case, we're gonna play some Sonic, and it becomes really easy to like use the Sonic game with the pen. Like, I know that sounds weird, but the pen is actually really cool because it's going to give you that extra like precision when you're looking on the screen and you want to hit a certain object. It's going to add a bit of efficiency in a way. So this could be one of the reasons why you would use the pen feature as well. So if you like gaming and you're someone who likes to have the option to touch the screen way easier than you would with your fingertip, because this pen stylus is going to offer much more usability for somebody who just wants that experience to have access to everything with the touch of a stylus, then when it comes to gaming, I definitely think this will increase your experience when you're gaming on certain apps and games, because you're going to get this feature which is going to be right at your fingertips, and it's going to make the gaming performance a lot more enjoyable, and you might even be able to beat the game easier because you'll be able to focus on just one area versus all 10 of your fingers. Now the second thing I think the pen feature is really good for is shopping. Now everyone knows when you're shopping, you're doing a lot of scrolling up and down, side to the left, to the right, more up and down. You basically scroll across the whole page until you find a desirable product or you know, thing that you're looking for. But with the pen feature, you can see that it's really easy to get to wherever you want to go on the screen, because you're going to have access to it with this really nice precision that it does have to offer. So you could always get to your shopping lists or your favorite shopping websites or app. In my case, I use Amazon and AliExpress because they have a lot of electronics on there. So if you're the type of person that is always shopping, or you know, like on websites for the latest, like, you know, like newest gadgets or even the newest fashion, honestly this pen feature makes it a lot more easy to scroll through pages and find what you're looking for a lot quicker, because you're just using that pen, which is going to get to the page much faster than using your finger. I think is pretty cool for the LG Stylo 5 is the ability to use your pen feature for managing email. you can quickly manage email with your Stylo pen and empty out any unused emails that you want to empty out. Right here you could just manage everything you want to, and there's no issues whatsoever for managing email. So I definitely can say that when it comes to just browsing your main interface, even browsing social media as well, and just going through that is actually pretty cool as well, because you can actually just swipe with your pen and your finger doesn't get scathed when you're actually browsing on the screen, and you can actually browse pretty quickly for quite some time until you get to the next loading screen. But it's an actually pretty cool experience when you're using it, so I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. And honestly, I prefer this type of browsing over you with my finger. I'd rather just scroll on the screen and kind of just like manipulate it with my stylus pen. So email and social media are definitely very usable when it comes to using the Stylo 5 pen. But the fourth reason would be drawing on the LG Stylo 5. Like, you get this feature to kind of mess around with the sketchbook, and you can kind of like draw, sketch, and color on here, which is cool. So that you could download what I like to use is right here they have this app right here called Autodesk Sketchbook, which is actually free, and you can also download that, and you can right here it's called Autodesk Sketchbook, and I do all my drawings on there, whereas other phones don't give me that convenience. But let's say you wanted to just do some drawing or something like that, or you could have the access to use your coloring book as well, which is located right inside the phone, built right in, and it's actually pretty cool because you could kind of like, you could color on this thing, or you could just draw, kind of mess around with it to your own personal preference. And you could color, you could draw, you could pretty much do anything you so desire to do, because that pen feature is actually built right in, which is going to be like pretty sick. But I definitely think this feature is actually really cool. It's one of the features that actually drew me to the Stylo lineup because I'm an artist. But I definitely think it's sick to have that on there. But like, let me know what you guys think about that feature. I definitely think it's a pretty cool feature to have, especially if you're an artist or anything like that. But that would be the fourth reason why the Stylo pen is actually kind of cool. So the last reason would be if you're like a visual person like me, and you just have a ton of stuff you have to write down every single day. You have access to notes all the time, so you can just pull your stylus out, and you could just like save somebody's number real quick just by pulling out the pen, and then you could just type in like a generic number or note, and then you have that save. You could just save it quickly, save it to your quick memo or your gallery, and just pop that thing back in, and next thing you know, you have that note in there. But what's actually pretty cool is that they have software built right inside of the pen feature. So not only can you just take a note, you could also do like other things here, but you can choose between what you want to use. And then right here, if you go into the extensions right here, you're gonna see that you have the ability to choose shortcuts for your pen right here. So you can actually right here it says open when pen is removed, shortcuts, and then you can actually switch between all the different apps that you want to open up for this thing, and you basically have the open access to all of the apps that you want to designate it for. But let's say you're a crazy note taker like me and you just want to have something that is going to give you the ability to take down notes really quickly. And the last thing I think is pretty cool for the LG Stylo 5 is the ability to use your pen feature for managing email. You can quickly manage email with your Stylo pen and empty out any unused emails that you want to empty out. Right here you could just manage everything you want to, and there's no issues whatsoever for managing email. So I definitely can say that when it comes to just browsing your main interface, even browsing social media as well, and just going through that is actually pretty cool as well, because you can actually just swipe with your pen and your finger doesn't get scathed when you're actually browsing on the screen, and you can actually browse pretty quickly for quite some time until you get to the next loading screen. But it's an actually pretty cool experience when you're using it. So I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. And honestly, I prefer this type of browsing over you with my finger. I'd rather just scroll on the screen and kind of just like manipulate it with my stylus pen. So email and social media are definitely very usable when it comes to using the Stylo 5 pen. But if you found this video helpful in any way, make sure you hit the bell icon for more videos just like this, and I'll see you guys on the next video. But in the meantime, have a great morning, afternoon, evening, and depending on where you are, have a great night. Peace. Later, crew.